and this is the second session, and in this session we discuss introduction about matrices in Scilab and MATLAB. Here we discuss the part of matrices which is considered in the Scilab and MATLAB, and to discuss some commands and some programs for the operations on Scilab and MATLAB. First, you know the concept of matrices. Also, from the last few days, you are studying the part of the matrices, rank of the matrices, then system of equation, then how to find out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the given matrices. And we solve same kinds of the problem in Scilab and MATLAB. Basically, in this session, we discuss the concept of matrices and algebra of matrices in Scilab and MATLAB. We discuss some commands, some programs which is associated with the matrices for the solution. Let us first we see the matrices in Scilab. In the Scilab language, matrices plays a central role. In Scilab, the basic data is the matrix, which is defined by the number of rows and number of columns and the type of the data. As you know, the definition of the matrices, types of the matrices, and algebra of matrices. When two matrices have same number of rows and columns, we say that the two matrices have the same shape or same dimension. In Scilab, vectors are a particular case of matrices where the number of rows or the number of columns is equal to 1. Simple scalar variables do not exist in Scilab. A scalar variable is a matrix with row 1 and 1 column. Scilab was designed mainly for matrices of real variables. Means only we consider the real variables in Scilab. This allows to perform linear algebra operations, which is a high-level language. Scilab was created to be able to perform matrix operations as fast as possible. The application of the Scilab as well MATLAB, it gives the immediate and fast calculation related to the matrices. Let us we first see how to create matrices in Scilab. Okay, now first we discuss how to generate or to create matrix of real values in the Scilab. You know the command window for the Scilab. This is the Scilab console or command window. Here we can apply the command and to get the appropriate result or solution. Okay, before applying the command, we discuss some commands used in the Scilab for the matrices. Here, for the defining a matrix in Scilab, there is a simple and efficient syntax to create a matrix with the given value. The following is the list of symbols used to define a matrix. First, you remember, the matrix is nothing but arrangement of the numbers in vertical and horizontal array. Here, first, square brackets. This is the opening square bracket and this is the closing square bracket, used to mark the beginning and end of the matrices respectively. This sign of the square bracket is nothing but opening of the matrix. This bracket indicates the end of the matrix. Means for the defining in matrix in Scilab, we use this kind of the square bracket. And in the square bracket, we apply the commas for separate the values in different columns. Suppose in the given matrix there are 3 columns. In the 3 columns, suppose there is a first row which contains the elements 3, 4, 5. Then we separate these values by comma. Means suppose we take this matrix A is equal to, we have defined in the square bracket. The first element is the 1, second element is the 2, third element is the 3. This is the first row, and we separate the values of the first row by the comma. Or alternative way, you also keep the space. If you keep the space, automatically we can separate the elements of the column. This is the first element of the first column. This is the first element of the second column, and this is the third column of the this is the third element of the third, this is the first element of the third column. Means this is the first element, second element, third element, which is the first element of the first column, second column, third column, and we separate every element by the comma. Here we are applying the comma, or we can also keep the space. You use the space bar and to separate the elements of the column. The third is the semicolons. The semicolon separates the value of different rows. Suppose we have the matrix which contains the 5 rows. Then we separate every rows by the semicolon. Okay, this is the example. This is the matrix A. This is the 3 by 2 matrix. The first row is the 1 by 2. 1, 2, 3. The second row is the 4, 5, 6. And we separate these two rows by the semicolon. We can use the semicolon and we separate the different rows in the given matrix. And before this semicolon there is this is the first row, this is the second row, and we can separate the elements or value of the row by the comma or space. And in general, the syntax, this is the capital A is equal to the square bracket. This is the general syntax used for the representation of the matrices. Okay, for example, here we have taken this is A is equal to in square bracket 1, 2, 3, semicolon 4, 5, 6. If we take this command and then we can put in the, this is the console for the Scilab. We are defining the matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3. We separate second row by the semicolon, then 4, 5, 6. And this comma we are separating by separating the elements of the row. Then if we press the enter key, then we get the matrix A is equal to 3 by 2 matrix. This is the way for the defining matrices in the Scilab. Here we have defined the matrix A is equal to this 3 by 2 matrix. Then this is the first point. Just you remember, for defining any kind of the matrix, we first use the square bracket. After the square bracket, as per the nature of the matrix, you can use the commas and semicolon. Okay, thereafter, we see some matrix functions used in the Scilab. Here, the first is the EYE. This command used for the representation of the identity matrices. We know the definition of the identity matrix. You know the identity matrix of order 3, order 4, and we can generate that identity matrix using the command EYE. Then we want the matrix which contains the one element only. Then we can use the ones. As per this command, we can create the matrix made up of ones. Zeros, ZEROS. This command used for the development or preparation of the matrix which contains the zero value element. Next is the code. This is the symbol. This is the symbol which is used for the finding the transpose of a matrix. If we apply this command in the Scilab console, then we get the transpose of a matrix. Suppose we know the matrix A. Here we have already defined the matrix A. We want the transpose. Then we can use the command matrix A. We want the transpose. Transpose means dash. And then we press the enter key. Then we get this is the transpose of a matrix A. Already we have defined the matrix A. This is the 3 by 2 matrix, 2 by 3 matrix, and this is the transpose. And transpose is nothing but just interchange of the rows into column and column into the row. Okay, this is the command used for the transpose. Then next point is the determinant of a matrix. The DET used to find out the determinant of the matrix. And you know the definition of the determinant of the matrix. Here, in this case, we have the matrix A. Can we find the determinant of the matrix A? According to the definition of the determinant, we cannot find the determinant of A. Suppose we take the command determinant of matrix A. Here determinant, here response is wrong type for input arguments, and that the condition is given, the square matrix is expected, means the given matrix is not a square matrix. Only we are finding the rank of the matrix in case of the square matrices. Hence here we cannot find the rank of, here we cannot find the determinant of the matrix. Suppose this is matrix A is the 3 by 3 determinant, 3 by 3 matrix, then we can find out the determinant of A. And you know the definition of the determinant and the process for finding the determinant of the given matrices. The next command is the rank of the matrix. This is the command RANK. This is used for finding the rank of the matrix. And already in the first unit we have studied the concept of the rank of the matrix, and you know how to find out the rank of the matrix by using the normal form or echelon form. Okay, here we take the same matrix. Here we have defined matrix A is equal to, this is the 2 by 3 matrix. Here we want the rank of the matrix. That's why we apply this command. If we apply this command RANK, rank of matrix A, then we press the enter key, we get the rank of the matrix is equal to 2. Here this contains 2 rows and 3 columns. Hence if you find out the its rank by using the regular calculation, you get the same answer, 2 rank. Suppose the matrix A is the 5 by 5 matrix, matrix A is the 10 by 10 matrix. Then for any kind of the matrix we can find out the immediate rank of the matrix A. Suppose the matrix is large, the size of the matrix is very large, at that time it's very difficult to find out the rank on the paper. But using this software, immediately within part of fraction we can find out the rank of the matrix. Okay, this is the command for the rank of the matrix. Suppose we want the inverse of the matrix, then we use the command INV. INV is the command used for the finding the rank of the matrix. Here in this case we cannot find the rank of the matrix, inverse of the matrix A, because we are also finding the inverse of the, you know the definition of the inverse of the matrix. Suppose here we are trying to find out the inverse of the matrix A, enter the key. Again wrong type for argument, because the square matrix is expected for finding the inverse of the matrix. Always the condition for the inverse of the matrix, determinant of a matrix, multiplication of 2 matrices, addition of 2 matrices, that condition it is expected, then we can find out the solution. Okay, thereafter, now otherwise here we take the simple example. Before going for the simple example, we clear the command window. Also clear the screen using this command. Clear means to remove the previous part, and CLC means to clear the screen. You remember, here I am using this CLC means clear the screen here. And also another command is the clear. Okay, then we define the matrix A. The matrix A is equal to 3 by 3 matrix. The first row is the first, second element, we separate by comma, 5, comma, 9. This is the first row. Then second row we separate by semicolon. After the semicolon, second row contains elements 8, second element 5, and third element 1. Then third row we separate by semicolon. Then the third row is the 7, 9, 6. Okay, thus we get the matrix A. Then we can store this matrix inside the in the console of Scilab. Then we enter the key. Then we have defined the matrix A in the Scilab console. Then we want the rank of the matrix A. For that purpose, we apply the command rank. We take matrix A. RANK is the command for the rank of the matrix A. Then we press the enter key. We get the rank of the matrix is 3. Here we want the inverse. For the inverse, we use the command INV of matrix A. Again enter the key. We get this is the rank of the matrix. Then here we want the determinant of the matrix. For the determinant, we type the DET of matrix A. Enter the key. We get the determinant of the given matrix is the 2, 1, 3. Means in single window we can find lot of things related to the matrices. Now we see some operations on matrices in Scilab. Okay, for the multiplication and addition, subtraction, division means inverse of a matrix, we see that. Also remember one thing, vectors are also matrices. You know the definition of the vectors. If we compare the vectors and matrices, the vectors are also matrices with number of rows or columns is equal to 1. If you consider the column matrix, if you consider the column matrix, that is also works as a matrix as well as vectors. Okay, in case of the eigenvalues and eigenvector, you know the eigenvector. The concept of the eigenvector is nothing but as a column vector, column matrix, which is also vector. Hence, vectors are also matrices when number of rows or columns is equal to 1. Here, we see the operations. Suppose A and B are two matrices of 3 rows and 4 columns. Here we are taking the separate two different matrices A and B, and both matrices of order 3 by 4. The matrix A is the contains 3 rows as well as matrix B contains 3 rows. Matrix A contains 4 columns, matrix B contains the 4 columns. This is the A and B are the matrices of order 3 by 4. Then for the addition of matrix A and B, we can use the command A plus B. First we define the matrix A 3 by 4, matrix B 3 by 4. Then we use the A plus B, we get the addition of the matrix A and B. This happens only if same sizes of matrix A and B is required. Means the size of the matrix A and B is same, order is same, then we can take the addition of the two matrices. Otherwise, it will give the wrong message for the finding the addition of two matrices. Then we take the multiplication of two matrices. We have the matrix A, B. Then we take its multiplication. For its multiplication, use this command star. Matrix A star B. In this case, can we find the rank of the? Can we find the multiplication of matrices? Not possible. Why not possible? For the multiplication of two matrices, the condition is the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Then we can find out the value or multiplication of the two matrices. But in the matrix A, how many number of columns? Here number of column is the 4. But in the matrix A, number of rows is 3. Hence, we cannot find out the multiplication of two matrices. If number of columns in the first matrix and number of rows in the second matrix are same, then we can find out the multiplication. For example, suppose B is the 3 by 4 matrix. If we take its a transpose, then we get the 4 by 3 matrix. Then in that case we can multiply A to the transpose of B, because the number of columns in the matrix A is equal to 4 and number of rows in the transpose of matrix B is equal to 4. Hence we can find out the A into B dash. B dash means transpose of a matrix B. Transpose means to interchange the rows and columns of the given matrix. Okay, this is the command used for the multiplication, and you remember that condition for the multiplication of the two matrices. Then next is the A plus 4. We know the A is the 3 by 4 matrix. Then A plus 4 means nothing but understood as element wise addition. Means in the every element we add the element 4. Then A into 4, A star 4 and 4 star A understood as a element wise multiplication, means to every element of the matrix A to multiply the element 4. Then we take the A dot star B. A dot star B understood as element wise multiplication of the matrices. Here we know the matrix A and B. They both are 3 by 4 matrices. Then you check the first column element into first row, first column of the matrix B. Just we take the element wise multiplication of the matrices. Okay, this is the way for the multiplication of the two matrices. Now we see some of the different operations used in the Scilab console. We discuss this concept of the commands creating the matrices. Here first you know the how to add to matrices, subtract to matrices, multiplication, transpose, inversion, determinant. Also we apply some other functions in the matrices. Let us we see some commands for generating the matrices. Here we want to create a row vector. Suppose we want only row vector. Row vector means row matrix. For that purpose we define the A is equal to, in the closed bracket, 1 2 3. We add comma or space. We can separate the elements of the row or vector. Suppose we want the column matrix or column vector. Then we applied A is equal to, in square bracket, 1 semicolon 2 semicolon 3. Just you can see this part. Here we define the, here we take the new matrix capital C is equal to. We take the matrix is in the square bracket, we take 4, 8, 3. Then we see that. Then we get this is the row matrix. Suppose we are taking capital D is equal to, we take the 8, we apply the space. I am not taking the comma, it is also considered. We can also separate the elements by the space, but here I am taking the column matrix. That's why here we take the semicolon. 9 semicolon 6. This is the column matrix. In the column matrix we get D is equal to, first element is the 8, second element is the 9 and third element is the 6. Okay, in this way we can create the row vector and column vector or matrices. Suppose we want the transpose. We want the transpose means, for example, we take the same example. Here we have the C. We take it's a transpose C dash. C dash is equal to, we get it's a transpose because C is a row vector. If we take it's a transpose, we get the column vector. And if we take the transpose of D, D is the column vector, then we get D dash is the row vector. Means dash indicates the, or quote indicates the value of the transpose of a matrix. Okay, then we see the, to combine the two matrices, means create a matrix A which is a contactation of x and y provided they are compatible. Then we define x matrix, y matrix, and we get A is equal to x space y. Okay. Similarly, we can create the matrices of different orders. Here I am taking 1, 2, 3 polar. This is the first row. First element is 1, 2, 3 in the first row. This is the second row, and this is the third row. And then we use this another operations. Okay. Here, if you know one matrix, then we can define the transpose of a matrix, and you use the new notation. We know the matrix A dash is a transpose, and we can define B is equal to A dash. Suppose we want the addition of two matrices. For example, here we see already we have defined the matrix A. Just we try to add matrix A and this C. C is the row matrix and this is the square matrix. Then if we take capital A plus capital C, we enter the inconsistent row and column dimensions. Means the dimensions of A and C is not matching. When it is matching, the order of the both matrices are same, then we take the addition of the two matrices. Okay, suppose here we know this is the C is the row vector, D dash is the row vector. Then we can take C plus D dash. Enter. Then we get the addition of the two matrices. It means that for the addition of the two matrices, you remember that the add matrix A to B and store the result C, a matrix A and B must be the same size. Is of the same size, then we can take the addition of two matrices. And similarly, we can get the result in case of the subtraction. Suppose we have the matrix A and B, again we can define A minus B and it gives the solution if the size of the both matrices are same. Then we see the multiplication. In case of the multiplication, already I told that for multiply here matrix A and B is given. If number of columns in the first matrix is equal to number of rows in the second matrix, then we can find out the multiplication of the matrices. This is the here F is equal to in square bracket 3 1 2 semicolon 1 5 3 semicolon 2 3 6 is used to define the 3 by 3 matrix with the name small a. Then if you want the inverse, then we can use the command INV. INV is command used for finding the rank, finding the inverse of the matrix F. Similarly, we can take the multiplication of F and G. Because the F is the 3 by 3 matrix, G is the 3 by 3 matrix. And then for example, let us see here, we know the matrix A is the 3 by 3 matrix. Suppose if you find out we define the capital S is equal to inverse of, otherwise we take the transpose of matrix. S is equal to transpose of a matrix A. We get this is the new matrix. And then we can take capital A into capital S. Both have the condition for the multiplication. Then we get this is the A into S. Means there is a multiplication of the two matrices. Then similarly we can use the D. It is the command for finding the determinant of the matrix A. Okay. Also, remember, you know the definition of the identity matrix. The identity matrix is nothing but the element whose diagonal elements are 1 and all the remaining elements are 0. So, you know the inverse of a matrix. How to find out the inverse of the matrix? Use the command INV and then enter the, otherwise we define the inverse of the matrix A is equal to capital R. We define the capital R is equal to inverse of a matrix A. Then we enter the command, we get the matrix R is nothing but inverse of a matrix. If we multiply matrix A to the matrix R, then what will be the solution? Because R is nothing but inverse of a matrix A. Then if we take the multiplication of R with A, then we get this kind of the identity matrix. Not exact identity matrix, but if you see diagonal elements are 1, and here is the 2.76D, here is the 10 raised to minus 16, and the remaining values are approximately 0. Okay, because this is the way of the computation, scientific computation, that's why there will be the small errors. But we can consider here also, I will explain the error analysis in the Scilab and MATLAB. Okay, then this is the another command in the Scilab. Suppose we have the matrix A and B, then the command A dot cross B. This is nothing but element wise multiplication of the two matrices. Here we have the two matrix A and B. Take its element wise multiplication of the values of the number, and then we get the another matrix. Here A cap 2. Here A cap 2 is nothing but square of the matrix. Here you know the matrix A. Then for its square we can use this command. A cap 2, enter the key. We get this is the new matrix and this is the square of a given matrix. And in this way we can find A cube of matrix, A raised to 4, A raised to 25. Even we can find A raised to 100, and we get the immediate solution. Okay, in this way we can find out the inverse of a matrix and power of a matrix. Then here another is the A dot cap 2. Here is the element wise square of the, here is the matrix A is given. We want the element wise square. Element wise, suppose matrix 1 3 by 3 is there. First element is the 1, second element is the 3, third element is the 4. We want element wise square, means 1 square, 3 square, 4 square. Then we can use this command and we take the element wise square of a given matrix. Okay, in this way we can operate, operate two matrices for multiplication, subtraction and addition. Now see some functions. See some functions which is associated with the matrices. Here we see the, here is the A is equal to zeros of 5, 8. Its meaning is to create a 5 by 8 matrix with all elements 0. Means we want one matrix whose order is the 5 by 8 and its all elements are 0, then we can use this command. Suppose instead of zeros we want 1, then we apply 1's 4 by 6. It generates the 4 by 6 matrix with all elements 1. Then we want the diagonal matrix, or here we see the EYE. EYE here 3 by 3 cross 10. It creates a 3 by 3 diagonal matrix with diagonal elements equal to 10. Before that you see the identity matrix. For the identity matrix the command is the EYE. EYE 3 by 3 means as an identity matrix of order 3. Mean if the diagonal elements are 1 and the remaining elements are 0, and which is a square matrix. And then for the next command is the EYE 3 by 3 into 10. It indicates that it creates the 3 by 3 diagonal matrix with diagonal elements equal to 10. Means this 10 is multiplied to the every element, the 10 is multiplied to the every element of this identity matrix. That's why diagonal elements are 10. Then next is the RAND 3 by 5, 3 comma 5. It creates the matrix with 3 rows and 5 columns, the elements being random numbers between 0 and 1. Means for creation, this is the way of the representation of the random matrices. For the random matrices, we can use this command and to create the random matrix for given system. Similarly, for the multiplication with the random matrix, here this is the random 3 comma 5 into 10 means star 10 creates the matrix with 3 rows and 5 columns, and the elements being a random real numbers between 0 to 10. Here we are taking by default 0 to 1. but we want the from 0 to 10, then we use this command. And suppose we want the random integers between 0 to 100, then we take this. And particularly we want integers, because in this case there will be the fraction number 1.5, 1.10 and etc. But we want only integers, then we can use the command int integer random of 3, 5 into 10. It creates a matrix with 3 rows, 5 columns, the elements being random integer numbers between 0 to 100. Okay, and these are the functions used for the representation of the given matrix in the Scilab. Now we see matrices in MATLAB. Matrices are the basic elements of the MATLAB environment, because the meaning of the MATLAB is the matrix laboratory. That's why MATLAB is highly associated with the concept of the matrices. A matrix is a two-dimensional array consisting of m rows and n columns. Means if you consider any matrix, though it's a initial part for the study is the how many number of rows and columns in the given matrix. And here if we consider the column matrix or column vector, we take n is equal to 1. If we want the row matrix or row vector, we take m is equal to n. Means matrix A is given, then initial information, what is the order of the matrix, then what is the type of the matrix, and then we can discuss the operations on the given matrices. In the MATLAB language, matrices plays a central role, and the process for representation of the matrices in MATLAB is same as above. Just same commands are used in the MATLAB. Some commands are slightly different, but most of the commands in the MATLAB and Scilab are same. That's why we can generate the given matrix in the MATLAB same way. Also we can get the different operations. Also we can take the, for example, rank of the matrix, same command. For the inverse of the matrix, same command. For the determinant of the matrix is same command. Multiplication rules for the multiplication, additions are same. And same way we can prepare or we can define the matrices and algebra of matrices in the MATLAB. Here for example, here same way. Here we are given, for example, we take this is the matrix A. Here this is the row matrix. In this row matrix, or we call row vector, we can separate every element by the space. But we want the matrix which containing different rows, then we can use matrix A is equal to first row semicolon, second row semicolon, and so on up to the nth row of the given matrix. And here same way, here matrix A is represented, which is the 3 by 5 matrix. Okay, same commands, ones, zeros are commands used for the preparation of the matrix containing the zeros and ones, as well as for the I matrix, or for I is nothing but as a identity matrix of order n. Random is used for the preparation of the matrices randomly. Here these are the some useful commands which is useful in MATLAB as well as Scilab. If you define C is equal to RAND 5 by 5, this is, it gives the matrix of dimension 5, 5. Means we consider any one that matrix contain any kind of the elements. Here size of C, here we have defined the matrix C is equal to random 5, 5, and with the elements, all elements will be in between 0 and 1. Then size of C means to find out the dimension of the given matrix. Dimension means what is the order of the matrix. Det means determinant of the matrix. Max means maximum of each column. Means matrix A is given, we can write as a max, and maximum means indicates the maximum of each column. Here is the mean. Min of C means minimum of each column, and sum of C means sum of each column. And here mean of C means average of each column, and diagonal of C means just the diagonal element. Suppose the given matrix is given, then we can apply the, we know the matrix A, then we can find diagonal of matrix A. this is the diagonal elements. We know the matrix A. What is the matrix A? Here matrix A. What are the diagonal elements? 4, 5, 6. Here if we take apply the command diagonal of A, we get 4, 5, 6. It means just we can extract, suppose we have already defined the given matrix A in the Scilab, then anytime we can extract any information from the given matrix. We can take the diagonal elements, or we want sometimes only first row elements or only 10 column elements. We can find out, extract the information from the information of the given matrix from the Scilab. And this is the way for the representation of Scilab and MATLAB. This is the way of the representation of matrices in Scilab and MATLAB.